Ayo, back again. Welcome to episode 18 of Create This Book Too by Mariah Elizabeth and Ashleigh Monet. Ava, would be me. We haven't a moment to lose. We have 3 new prompts to tackle this episode. So enough of me talking. Let's jump right in and see what I can create. Okay, first prompt. Create reflection. Dedicate this page to your past self. Fill it with things you would have liked. Let's talk about past Ashleigh. Young Ashleigh. Oh, that's me. Okay, not that young though. Getting warmer. But I want Ashleigh circa the late 90s. There we go. Little Ashleigh dreamed of one day having her own quintessential 90s decorated bedroom. So I want to fill this page with things that would have been found in my dream 90s room. Get ready for some nostalgia. The first item undoubtedly would have to be a disco ball. Nothing lit up a room in the 90s quite like the classic mirror ball. Next, and this was probably the item I was most desperate to own, an inflatable chair. Like, I had one for my Barbie, but I so wanted one for myself. Now, rumor had it they were miserably uncomfortable, but I didn't care. I just wanted one. Gotta pair it with a little plushy flower throw pillow too. It is the law. This one was a total pipe dream, but I loved the iMac G3s and wanted one so bad. Those were the old school iMacs with the clear backs so you could see all of the insides, but they came in a bunch of fun colors. We had them at school and I was obsessed. Honestly, anything clear, like the clear phones, the clear Game Boys. Can we petition to bring back clear electronics? Okay, this one I actually had as a kid and loved, and no 90s bedroom would be complete without it. A lava lamp. So groovy. The plasma ball lamps were a close second for me, but lava lamps were just where it was at. Next, a beanbag chair. Beanbag chairs were everywhere, and I think I remember having a little one, but I dreamed of having one of the massive plush ones, like the size you could sleep on. And of course, since we were slaves to VHS for our entertainment back then, the cool kids had the awesome TV VCR combos. Because who wants to plug in 2 separate electronics and fiddle with 2 separate remotes? The 2-in-1 was the pinnacle of efficiency. They even had fun designs like the Mickey, "Member, you member." All right, I love these sketches, but let's give them some color. I started with the inflatable chair. Again, I think this is the one item I'm most excited about. The funny thing is that something from so long ago could still be so appealing to me today, as an adult. I should just get one. I'm an adult. I can buy one. They're really affordable and just cross it off the bucket list. I know I'd probably regret it if it's uncomfortable, but I'd never have to wonder again. Anyways, I went with pink. I personally would have wanted to have a lime green one, but I have a specific plan for the color scheme of this page and I can't overdo the green. Besides, pink is still totally cute. I made the choice to color the plushy flower pillow pink too. It was a bad choice. It's much too blendy, but don't worry, I will change it later. Then on to the disco ball. I was intimidated by this. Anything reflective is super tricky for me to wrap my head around how to draw or paint it. Water, yeah, that's my nemesis. I don't know why, I just don't see them normally. But it really helped that this was strictly monochrome, so really all I had to do was focus on the darks and lights, and I think it came out pretty good. Just you wait for them highlights. Next was the iMac. The ones we had at school were the teal, which don't get me wrong, they looked awesome, but I always wanted the orange. That was my baby. So I'm picking that for the color. Capturing the translucence of the back panel was a little bit tricky, but I think it looks okay. I don't know, you're allowed to disagree with me. Next was the lava lamp. I think the one I had was purple, if I remember correctly, but I want to stick with some of the same colors from the first page. So I went with yellow and orange instead. I like it though. It's almost more lava. It's funny how many lava lamps have appeared on my channel so far. You can tell I'm a fan. Now I chose to make the beanbag chair a white plush, which made coloring stupid easy because all I had to do was add a few gray shadows. Bing, bang, boom, done. And on to my TV VCR combo. So my cousin had one that I'm 99.99999% sure was lime green. Erica, if you're watching, I need confirmation. It was green, right? Either way, I was green with envy. I wanted that TV so bad. And hey, now if I can dream it, I can draw it. These drawings are all screaming for a batch of juicy highlights. I think it just takes them to another level of awesome. These were almost worthy of juicy highlight time, but I do some serious highlights in the next prompt, so just be patient, my friends. Now, this is where I had the sudden realization that I couldn't live with the pink flower pillow. Like, I did not like it. I tried to white it out with my paint pen. And remember, this sucker is super opaque white acrylic. Like, I've never had a paint pen more opaque than this one. But that alcohol marker, it's stubborn and it loves to just ghost through acrylic paint. So I couldn't get it truly white, but still, I like it so much better this way. Now, to get the page set up, I decided to paint the pages as I would the room that these lovely items belong in. It would be fun, groovy colors, a cute pink, maybe on like 2 walls opposite each other, and then on the other 2, do a fun limey green. Oof, I love it, but I did want a little more pizzazz. So I decided to sprinkle a few little white daisies all over the background. You know, I'm pulling from our now white daisy pillow. It's so funny. This bright, playful vibe is so opposite of what I prefer now. You know, I love the dark and moody decor, but this would have been my absolute dream as a kid. Like, wow, how time changes things. I do still think this stuff is super cute, just, you know, not for me. Hey, maybe Phoebe will let me go ham on a room like this for her one day. But now we can glue everything in. And here they are, all of the components of past Ashleigh's dream room. I loved the drawings, but on the page, oh, chef's kiss. It is next level. This might be one of my favorite pages so far in all of the Create These books. So on to the next, no pressure. Create color temperature. Use warm colors on this page, red, orange, and yellow, and use cool colors on this page, green, blue, and purple. I had this idea that I wanted to make like a color wheel on this page, but using colored items. I thought the best items to use would be fruits and veggies since they come in all of the pretty colors of the rainbow. I'm going to kind of blaze through the line work because that's not too exciting and I made a lot of mistakes. Also, again, trying to speed through the edit. Don't know if this video is going to be long still anyways, but we can talk while we color. Jumping in, I started with my greens. Not really sure why. I mean, I had to start somewhere and I guess green was it. I started with like a true emerald green for this jalapeno. Ah, what a spicy start. Now for the page, I was going with fruits and veggies that I love the look of, not necessarily the ones I like to eat. Case in point, broccoli. Never been a fan. I eat it often, but I'm like a 5-year-old when I do. Like, I'll eat it, but I'm not gonna like it. I also won't breathe through my nose, so I taste it less. Not dramatic at all. But broccoli felt like a great choice for a darker green that can kind of lead into some of the blues. Now to bridge that dark green with some of the lighter greens, I decided to do 2 halves of an avocado. The first is turned so we see the rind or the skin nice and dark, but then the other is flipped so we can see that pretty light green and the pit. Ugh, avocados are too fun to draw. Like, it should be illegal. Filled in this corner with some celery and colored it with some mid-tone greens. I know a lot of people hate celery, but I really like it. Oh, especially with some blue cheese dressing. Yeah. Moving back toward the lighter greens, I did a Granny Smith apple. Now, I've never cared much for green apples. They're a little too tart for me. They're bomb with caramel, though. And hey, I love any green apple flavored candy. But as we approach the middle of the page, I wanted to use colors that kind of toe the line between warm and cool, like a very yellowy green or very reddish purple. So here I did some white grapes, also not a favorite of mine because of the tartness, and a kiwi. Fun fact, I hated the name Ashleigh growing up, and at age 7 requested that my mom let me legally change my name to Kiwi because I love them so much. Thanks, Mom, for shutting that down. Okay, off camera, I added all of the little green bits that will be on the other fruits and veggies throughout this page. But now we get to move on to yellow. Right away, the first yellow fruit that comes to my mind is a lemon. I love lemons, love drawing lemons, love the smell of lemons. I love adding lemon in my cooking. Lemonade, oh, delicious. But for whatever reason, I didn't finish the lemon here. I jumped over and started the banana first. Like, what? I don't know. But I was able to throw a light yellow over both at the same time, so maybe that was me trying to be efficient. Now, next I started moving into the orangey colors. I did a peach because those have a really nice range of like yellow to orange colors. I am also a fan of peaches, but I have to have them sliced as if I'm a toddler. On to a lovely papaya. This is a good example of me choosing something that's very aesthetic to draw over something I like. I don't hate them by any means, but they definitely look like they should be much more delicious than they actually are. Next, I did a carrot, which is actually one of my favorite veggies, but raw only. Like cooked carrots are bleh. I battled this one because it was one where I had messed up my line work. So I covered the dud line with white paint pen, which meant that the marker wouldn't go down nicely over that spot. And I ended up having to just make it a big ol' highlight. Last orange object is in fact an orange. Pretty straightforward. Oranges are pretty high on my favorites list, especially when you get a real sweet one. Oh, moving into the reds, I did some strawberries. Now those are my absolute favorite fruit. Nummy nummy. I decided to hold off on the seeds and the details until these markers dry, otherwise it's going to be a blendy mess. So I moved on to a tomato. Very polarizing produce. I know a lot of people truly hate tomatoes. I am not one of them. I love them and will eat them straight up like an apple with some salt. Oh, but I married one of the haters. So everything I make with tomatoes needs to have a tomato-less mod for Cody. Approaching the middle of the page again, so this is where I'll start the reddish purples. First, I chose a pomegranate, another fruit that looks oh so pretty, but me no likey. I tried to love them, but nope, not for me. Next, a few little cherries. I love cherries, but have expressed before that anything cherry flavored is a hard pass for me. I feel like cherry flavor never actually tastes like cherries. Someone a couple years back told me that pomegranate is actually used for cherry flavoring. Now, I can't confirm, but if it is, it would explain why I don't like it. Next, I'm going to draw a big old red onion. I'm definitely a member of the onion club. I love onions. I know these are another one that people tend to not like, but they give so much flavor to everything. Reds in particular are the only ones that I will eat raw. They make for great salad toppings, or my favorite, pickled. Oh, pickled red onions are just so good. Like in a sandwich or on top of a hot dog. Oh. Okay, next, just a couple of red grapes. Those are my personal favorite out of all of the grapes. And for the very center of my drawing of this color wheel, I chose something white, something neutral, just a couple of little button mushrooms. I have expressed on this channel before my strong dislike for mushrooms, so I will spare you the rant, but they are so cute to draw. Almost forgot about those strawberry seeds. All right, moving on to the purples. We have eggplant. Love the look of them. Have yet to find a way I enjoy eating eggplant. This is an odd one though, in that I haven't given up on it, even though I've never had good eggplant. If somebody has a good eggplant recipe, like send it my way because I want to like them. Okay, this is where the drawing starts to get lost a little bit. The purpley blues. First, I did a plum. I love plums. One of my favorite parts of summer is when plums come back into season. They are very tasty. However, they are also very dark in color.
The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, they say.
But then I chose to surround it with black grapes, which are also very dark. So just like that, I've kind of lost my lines, and I have to hope that I can distinguish with some highlights later. Funny enough, grapes were the only fruit that I drew multiple types of, just because they make for an easy space filler in these drawings. Then I did a few little blueberries. Blueberries and I have a complicated relationship. I love them in things. Blueberry muffins, blueberry pancakes, but raw on their own, not really my jam. Not really my jelly. And lastly, a few little blackberries. I don't like blackberries at all, or raspberries for that matter. You know, actually that's a lie. I like them in desserts and pastries, but that is it. All right, the drawings are done and it's juicy highlight time. We needed did an extra long one this time because these highlights are just so satisfying. Let's tone down a few of them though. Cut out the fruit and glue it on the page. Oh, I love this one. It looks so fresh and appetizing. Very rainbow, very pretty. Kind of looks a little more like a color blob than a color wheel, but you know what? I'm not even mad about it. Alrighty, last prompt. Create emphasis. Place multiple things on this page. Choose one of them to emphasize using color, size, lines, etc. So one of my favorite forms of emphasis is when you have an image with one color while the rest is black and white. To me, one of the best examples of this is Sin City. Sin City is a comic series that was adapted into a movie. There was a sequel that I never bothered to watch, which is odd because I loved the first one so much. Sometimes I do that to myself though. Like I refuse to watch the sequel of something amazing because I don't want them to ruin it. I'm getting off topic though. So Sin City, both the comic and the movie really utilize this color emphasis. The shots are primarily grayscale, and then when they do add a pop of color, you kind of know it's something you should pay attention to. Sin City follows multiple storylines that all sort of loosely entangle. They're all really heavy in adult content. There's a lot of gore. I'm a big fan. One of my favorite stories follows the girls of Old Town, a section of Sin City that's run by the ladies of the night. They make their own rules there, and sometimes if a visitor gets out of line, things get pretty ugly. One of those ladies is Miho, and she is quite the ninja assassin. I love her. I'm going to draw a scene that somehow felt unexpected to me when it happened, where she uses her katana, and without even flinching in like a split second, psh, blood everywhere. And of course, the blood is red for emphasis. So to start, I have to finish drawing out Miho. Deadly little Miho. It's wild. She always has this dead, emotionless expression on her face. I love it. I was so scared at this point because I knew it was time to defile my hard work and this lovely portrait with red splatter. Okay, I can do this. Okay, there. That wasn't so bad. It's definitely emphasis. Now, as much as I love the color emphasis, Sin City also creates emphasis without using any color at all. And I think that is super cool. Like, no easy feat. So for the other side, I decided to draw Kevin. Kevin is a wild character. He's played by Elijah Wood, and he's definitely got this, like, unassuming, harmless appearance. He's got these kind of dorky glasses, wears a collared shirt under a sweater, but oh girl, he dirty. Kevin is actually a mute, but he is a serial killer and a cannibal. Yeah, he likes to prey on the ladies of the night, and once he's finished killing and eating them, he mounts their heads on his wall like trophies. It's never the ones you'd expect, am I right? Anyways, in the movie and the comic, they really emphasize his glasses. They often make them like the only stark white part of the image or the shot. I love that look. It's very creepy how they do it, especially when you know what you know about him. Once I had him all drawn out, it was a matter of filling some negative space with the Sin City title. Let's make it pop with a little red, and then we can glue the pages into the book. I love these pages. I love Sin City. I get that it may be a little hardcore for some, but hey, there's no denying that we have some emphasis happening on this page. But let's do our little recap of the episode. We created reflection. I reflected on my past self at the tender age of 8, where the thing that would have made me so happy would have been a colorful, groovy bedroom with all of the classic 90s decor. We created color temperature, using a rainbow of fruits and veggies to show warm colors, cool colors, and everything in between. And lastly, we created emphasis, using color on one side and oddly the absence of color on the other, with these images from the gory fun flick Sin City. Hard to pick a favorite this episode. I loved making them all. Create This Book 2 episodes always feel so short. But I loved these prompts. I hope y'all did too. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.